This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
It's TV show day.
Oh, you're so close.
Shit.
You're so close.
I thought that I had it this time.
Almost.
Is it live music day?
No.
Fuck.
No, but you should always support your local artists.
Mm-hmm. What day is it, Eddie?
I'll tell you, Nick. It's podcast day. Welcome to episode 145, our last episode of the year. The Nerd Corporation, a year in review.
It's actually our last episode ever.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
You didn't love us enough. You didn't appreciate us enough. We're out.
We're getting canceled.
We're done. We're done.
We canceled ourselves.
Video leaked of Cole
Being racist again.
Yeah.
No, that did not happen.
Because I have that video on lock.
That's what you think.
Yeah, his racism is very well hidden. So
That's
come on.
what you think. Roll the tape.
Your Honor, I had to go ape. It was Funky Monkey Friday. Okay.
We could do a play back of every time Cole was racist in the last year.
That'll be great for the Patreon.
It's a counter, in the one episode of, it was South Park when they were allowed to say shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do this crazy beat instrumental of just Cole saying racist shit. You know, Shang-Chi to the movie. Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi.
Chan-china pooch.
Wow.
The wage gap isn't real.
Dude, those videos that I'm watching, they had this one compilation. It was this young kid streamer. His name's Gellin or something like that. And it was just a compilation of him streaming, somebody making a donation, and somehow either blatantly saying the N-word or cleverly saying it. And every time he'd be like, "Hey, mods, what the fuck?" And it's a 10-minute video. I'm just turn your fucking TTS off. Or one of them came in where it kept saying the word gurney. He pieced those words together back to back. Then
Yeah.
And he was just okay, that one was pretty sneaky, but still, come on.
Silently giving props.
We're going to be reviewing the last year here at the Nerd Corporation, what we loved about it, give you some stats and all that. But first, let's get on with the nerd news. So, I read an article where
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I looked at pictures.
You don't read.
I looked at the picture.
So I looked at this article, and it says that the producer of the new Mario cartoon said that Chris Pratt won't be doing the Mario voice.
He's not so cool.
Well, yeah, and everybody's up in arms about that. Okay, but most of the cartoons, the old TV show back in the 90s, the Super Mario movie, none of that shit has an Italian voiced Mario.
It's true.
So calm the fuck down. Let's get the fuck over it, all right?
Let's not.
As if that's the major defining thing about the character. I mean, it's really not.
I can't remember who I was watching, but they were saying something play every single Mario game. What dialogue has he ever had?
Apart
Besides
from
Wahoo!
Yeah, well, and apart from the main the opening screen of the N64 Mario.
Yeah.
He would say some stuff there.
Oh no.
But other than that, I mean, he's just a hammy character. It's not that's something.
If you go back and try and play every Sonic game, he had no dialogue, but they made apparently a great Sonic movie where he talks.
Yeah,
and nobody gives a shit about that.
It's just a hilariously idiotic hill to die on, in my opinion.
So, my interpretation of this is that they definitely wanted Martinet at some point, but I'm pretty sure that
he just didn't want to.
That guy just doesn't want to do it. He's like, I'm not. I do the wahoos and the yahas. Like I'm not going to show any kind of emotional drama behind this character. Like I'm the mustache and that's it.
Well, and I'm sure that in today's day and age, they probably just wanted to avoid that entire thing of having people then turn around and be able to be like, come on, really? Like, this is such a caricature and like it's so racially insensitive or whatever. Like I don't think I would want to try it.
I was kind of figuring that we were all on the same page and thinking that it was definitely not going to be like the Charles Martinet Mario.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Chris Pratt, I'm like, okay, Chris Pratt can't do voices to save his life, so it's like
it's just Chris Pratt.
Well, yeah, but it's not a skill that he has.
No,
so it's like so when
what if I did Andy from Parks and Rec? Nintendo's like, okay, you're so cool, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, how about I be Star-Lord? And it's just like, yeah, no.
Wait, what's the difference between those two?
Nothing.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever then.
And it's funny because like we're going to get some kind of archetype for Mario here, right? Because we don't have anything to go off of in terms of personality for Mario, except for he's just, he's the brave plumber man going against the giant, against Bowser. So I'm wondering what they're going to do to make Mario kind of like a likable character through dialogue instead of his actions. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure it's definitely going to do numbers. But Chris Pratt is fucking weird, man.
The best video I saw was on, it wasn't on Donkey's main channel. It was on his other one that I saw it, but it's his reaction.
Oh, Donkey.
It's just like, Chris Pratt. And he's just like, what the fuck? And then every star that gets announced, he increasingly goes, what the fuck? And then by the very end, when they read off, I can't remember who the last person is. I think it's like, it's Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. He's just losing it, and you can hear Leah in the background like Jack Black, what?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's just as a fandom, just let this thing ride. You go see it if you want to. Don't go see it if you don't want to. It doesn't fucking matter. Watch it on Netflix.
Let's not forget that this is for children.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
This is a kid's movie. Like, it's not like, hey, guys who used to play Mario in the 80s, you're gonna like this movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Oh, fan of Mario 64, you're gonna love this. Like, no, we're all grown and shit, and we have kids, and that's who they tailor that shit
I
to.
feel like that's the 90s movie.
Yeah.
Like, as bad as that movie is...
That movie's a classic,
That's the classic Mario movie in my book, dude.
I love that movie.
Me too.
More than any human being
should.
It's so
fucking
bad,
stupid.
But I fucking love every cheesy, horribly laid out line of dialogue, every fucking...
It's the
bit of plot. Like, oh my god, I love every second of it.
It's the first thing I saw John Legg was online.
Mm-hmm.
I think me too.
It was it was either that or The Pest, whichever one of those came first.
I'm pretty sure it was Mario.
Yeah, so Mario was probably the first thing I ever saw John Legg was online.
I mean, I saw him on In Living Color.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's cartoon.
Yeah.
For kids.
Yep.
Chill out.
Now, current movies, though, that are Ghostbusters is fucking amazing.
That's what I hear. I hear nothing but good things.
Like, it's super fan servicey in all the right ways. It's so fucking good.
Good.
And it sets Winston up for, to actually do his character justice.
Oh, good.
Because in the original, he was supposed to have a much bigger part.
Right.
And his character was supposed to come in right at the beginning with all the other Ghostbusters. And then, I think it was studio people that were like, no, let's give it to Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. Like, these are the big guys. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't end up coming in until much later and pretty much was an afterthought.
Right.
And
of course they're going to be like, let's give it to Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. Plus, black people.
Guy, yeah. Yeah. But for those that haven't seen it, at the end, because there's a mid-credit scene and an end-credit scene. The mid-credit scene is super sweet. So we get this kind of sweet little scene of Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray doing the card thing that he does at the not the beginning, but in the Ghostbusters one with the students.
Yeah.
And they both have wedding rings on.
Oh.
They have wedding bands.
Ruh-roh raggy.
And then it looks like they're in like a home, like they're in like a living room or whatever doing this.
Okay.
Like an old folks' home.
Yeah, they're in a home. They're in a home. The orderlies are trying to keep them in check. No,
they're going off about catching ghosts, and
they're like, "Sure, Bill Murray,
The one's
whatever, Sigourney Weaver."
One of them's vacuuming their carpet with the fucking.
There were no ghosts.
There were no ghosts, Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, you would never sucked into a picture.
Gaslighting Sigourney Weaver is one of my favorite things that we've ever discussed. Ever.
Yeah, it's
that shit is so fucking funny.
That's definitely one of the season highlights for sure. But yeah, so we get that cute little mid-credit scene, and Sigourney Weaver's shocking the shit out of Bill Murray, which is nice. We get a little, justice, a little comeuppance for Bill Murray from doing it to that one student who was getting them all right.
Right.
But anyway, after that, we get an end credit scene with Winston, who has gone back to the old firehouse and is basically like, I'm fixing this shit up. We're doing this.
Oh, that's
And
rad.
yeah, so not only does it set up more movies, obviously, but it sets him up to be sort of the bankroll. Because remember, oh wait, you haven't seen it.
No.
Sorry. So
none of us have, I don't think.
There's just one part in the movie, and this isn't spoiling anything, but there's one part in the movie where Ray happens to mention, like, this is all the Ghostbusters are basically not talking to each other. They've all moved on in their lives, and Ray mentions to someone that Winston left and went on to become a successful businessman. So, like, not only do they give him, a little bit of, like, hey, he did something with his life, and the rest of us are just kind of, sitting here not doing much. But, like, he now is also using that to basically put everything back together and be the person who's creating this progression. And so it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's way cool.
But, yeah, so there, Winston actually gets a good step, like, leap forward in terms of actually mattering. Especially because in the first and second Ghostbusters, he wasn't even on the movie posters for either. On the other hand, we have Resident Evil, which is getting fucking slaughtered by people online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we talking like neckbeard people online, or just like
no,
it's taking it pretty hard in the ass from everyone. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still want to see it really bad.
I'm gonna see it.
No, I'm gonna go see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like,
cheap seats, anyone?
Right.
So one thing that I've noticed, and I want to talk about it with this new Resident Evil movie, as well as Cowboy Bebop, because I do want to talk about it a little bit. Something that I've heard, positives and negative reviews of both, is that a common sticking point with these people is that there are certain things that they do really, really well. Such as like a certain scene, or a certain character, or a nod to the games, or something, or the anime. So I want to go and watch these bad things now. I want to see what they did. Because I know the heart is in the right place with these directors and these people that made everything with these shows. But at the same time, I kind of called it. I hate to say I called it, but I did. We could have a call was right.
You don't hate to say you called it.
You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. I do love to see it. But I'm wondering, where do we go from here with this movie, with Resident Evil? Now that it's bad, it's been confirmed that it's bad.
They've been bad for a minute.
They've been bad for a while,
they're
but
still, like-
those first two movies
The
were
first two,
pretty
yeah.
fucking good, dude.
That's why I said for a while, because I didn't want to include them, because they're actually still good.
Yeah, and then the third one, I like the third one, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
The rest, you like all of them.
I love those fucking stupid movies.
See,
I
like,
love them.
That's exactly.
I think he really likes the third of all sorts of terrible movies.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
Spider-Man 3,
that's not
Resident
my-
Evil 3, fucking Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, but not so much with like Alien.
I'm just curious, where do we go? Where do we go from here with these movies? Do we make more?
Yes.
Really?
Of
We
course.
make more, so where do we go?
Fucking wherever they want to go. They're going to
Yeah.
make these movies regardless of whether or not they were bad, because there's
Yeah.
always going to be an audience of people that's going to want to watch them.
To the moon.
I wanted this one to
In
be good
space.
so bad. I wanted this movie to, because like I saw like how much passion the director had in that interview that I watched, and he was like, "We got the fucking floor plans of the original game, and we're gonna like we're gonna passionately recreate the police station and all this shit." And I'm like, "That's fucking cool, dude." I would absolutely love to go see Resident Evil in the theater specifically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, so when Misty and I and Serenity went and saw Ghostbusters, we were in those rumble seats.
Oh, nice.
That was a fucking blast.
Yeah?
Like, I've never done them before. I just didn't give a shit. But like in Ghostbusters, there are, you know, several scenes where they're chasing down ghosts in the car with the gunner seat, like they show in the previews. And like, dude, that was such a blast. It was like, you know, sitting in a roller coaster because the chair's tilting and like.
So
it
do you
was
have to sit in those seats like in the lobby to watch it? Like, how does that work? Or is that
No,
just
they
like
have
a
them in the-
is
No,
that just
it's
like
just-
a demo?
That's a demo.
That-
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just imagining people like sitting there while people are coming in, like trying to watch a movie. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
Do you mind?
Do you mind?
I'm trying to watch
Hey,
this.
down and back.
I remember I got one of those seats and I fucking hated it. It must have been the movie because
That's how I am about the theater 3D. I think it's like super overrated.
it was cool. Like when it first came out, it was super cool. But then we started implementing it with like every fucking movie. So it was like, I don't really need to. I don't know. It just kind of it was a fad. That
Right.
came and
Movies
went.
that would like thrive off of it. Like I'm imagining like the first
Minions.
3 Star Wars movies in like 3D.
Yeah.
That would have been
The
really
only
cool.
one that I thought was like that kind of like fit the mold in terms of like, whoa, you have to see it in 3D was Avatar. You know, shit movie, but it was cool to see everything in 3D.
I think I saw the first Guardians in 3D.
I watched My Bloody Valentine in 3D.
That's because like that's like how it was made. Like,
Yeah, like that was actually kind of fun.
It
I
was
mean, it
made,
wasn't
it
even
was
that
like,
great of a movie.
Yeah, it was
but
made to be watched in 3D. You could still watch it without, but
You watched Jackass and
I did see. I saw the third Jackass
What's,
movie. And,
Final Destination also in 3D.
yeah.
And those ones, yeah, you should definitely watch in 3D because they were made for 3D. But like, I feel like the rest of it is just like a gimmick.
like in My Bloody Valentine when he throws the axe and
Exactly.
you're like, oh god, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I remember when that movie came out and you bought it, it came with like 3D glasses. And
Final
everything.
Destination did that too.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie, that was so cool to watch that one.
Well,
in 3D.
that's what's one of the cool things that they did with the Mystery Science Theater Kickstarter this time is they were like, hey, if we reach whatever goal, one of the stretch goals, we will riff our first 3D movie. And then we hit it and they're like, you know what, we're gonna make it our first Halloween like movie too, or our first big Halloween 3D movie, and we're gonna send you glasses like if you pitch into the Kickstarter. And so yeah, it's just kind of this whole thing, and it's pretty cool.
And then they're like, all right, we've reached it. Here we go. It's just Manos Hands of Fate in 3D.
No, it's gonna be.
I would watch that so hard.
It's a movie called Skull or The Skull, I forget. But they actually, because they do their Mystery Science Theater Turkey Day marathon every year, and this year, among the new host segments added for the marathon, they announced all 13 of the movies that we're gonna get for and I put it on the page, but all of the 13 episodes we're going to get for this new season.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of funny though, like all these, I mean, most people get it, of course, but like I kept seeing these comments of like, they were like $85. They want $85 for this because they're doing their own streaming service basically, and it's $85 a year, so it's $7 a month, cheaper than just about any streaming service out there.
Yeah.
And these people are like, and like one lady literally said, and I quote, "They're charging an arm and a leg," and I was like, all right, look. So first of all, I totally understand.
What are you,
I totally understand.
amputee?
Well, right. No, I totally understand if you don't have the money for this. I get that. I've been there. I'm usually there. I understand that. But don't act like they're being ridiculous.
Don't act like they're charging like $50 a month or like $20
like
a month.
Don't act like they're asking for some sort of ridiculous, insane sum of money.
Yeah.
Plus, they kind of want to make money so they can make more.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole fucking point.
Yeah.
Like there, and she literally chimed in on one of her comments, chimed in with that whole bullshit of like, well, why can't I just watch it for free? Why can't I just have access to your art for free? You know?
Hey,
like,
lady, if we could make it for free, then
exactly.
we would. Like,
yeah.
And we would give it to you for free.
And I was just
but
like,
guess what?
oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
You want other people's hard work for free because to you want to enjoy it, but it's not worth paying for. Well, guess what? If you don't pay for it, you don't get access to it.
Guess you should just go fuck yourself.
You know?
You should go over there in the corner and start fucking yourself.
Because that's free.
Yeah.
That don't cost you nothing.
And if you do it right, it's entertaining.
Yep.
And you can start making money so you can get the fucking streaming service.
That's true if you do it well enough.
Yeah.
All I hear is broke ass bitches. I walk in that room and all I smell is broke ass bitch.
Smell like broke ass bitch in here.
Smell like poverty up in this bitch.
Where's your food stamps, bitch? I'm hungry.
Breaking news: the Nerd Corporation hates poor people.
While
Fuck
being...
them.
Hey, you know what?
While simultaneously being poor people
I was
themselves.
gonna say, did we just become Republicans? Because
Direct-
we're poor people
direct
who hate
quote
poor
from-
people.
Exactly.
Direct quote from the Nerd Corporation on poor people. Fuck them.
I mean, I feel like we just became conservative Republicans.
Yeah.
Poor people hating
But they're
poor
carrying
people.
that baby to term.
Poor people hating poor people. That's what we do.
And as soon as it comes out, I don't want to ever fucking see it again.
I don't want-
Especially
I
not
want-
in my neighborhood.
I don't want nothing to do with it. You send it over to one of them ghettos.
Me and my $35K a year salary don't want you taxing them millionaires. How dare you?
I don't want to pay for Big Bird with his iPhone. You know?
I got
All right, fellas. Now let's go Brandon on 3, okay?
It's like the leave Britney alone, but it's about millionaires.
Yeah.
Leave those poor leave Elon Musk alone.
Motherfucker better rob me $1 million.
I have a dream of being a millionaire one of these days. Don't tax them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What if I just all of a sudden became one? Ridiculous.
So mine's just a little bit about how Steam is just currently shitting on everyone else. They had their highest concurrent players ever over Thanksgiving weekend. They clocked in a peak of 27,384,959 concurrent players, and I think it's just over the whole weekend.
That's crazy.
Halo.
Well,
It has to be
Yeah.
Halo. Free to play.
and then as of this writing, which was 3 hours ago, so I guess it was just today.
As of this recording.
Yeah, as of this recording as well. The top 5 most played games on Steam are Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2, New World, Halo Infinite, and Team Fortress 2, which it blows my mind that Team Fortress 2 is still killing it.
Still there.
Still killing it.
PC classic, man.
You know, everyone's home for like the week or for the holiday for the most part, and Halo came out.
Yeah.
So I think that like it just created like the perfect storm.
Not only that, but Steam's autumn sale is going on right now, which is like
Anything good on there? Because I saw a couple of good deals, but it was mostly on games I already have.
Yeah,
I bought
Red Dead 2 is 50% off right now.
Damn, so it's $30. That's a great
I
fucking
bought
deal.
Assetto Corsa for $4.
Oh, yeah? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's like that's like second to the summer sale that Steam has every year.
The autumn sellers?
Yeah.
Really?
And then I think it goes biggest sales are like summer, autumn, and then I do believe they have one in the winter, but it's not like as crazy.
It's not huge. I remember it last year not being like super big, but I did get some really good titles on it. There's a bunch of games on my wish list that are like half off right now.
And I'm
I
sitting
have no
here
money.
just starting a job as of this recording, starting a job tomorrow. Like, well, I don't have any money for anything Cyber Monday, Black Friday. I'm just like, I'll just wait for this to finish.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, yeah exactly.
But, yeah, I just was like, oh, that was the only news article I could really find on IGN, because half of it is just like, here's the Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday deals. And
It's that time of year, my friend.
So in TV news, we're getting a new Amazon biopic. The news dropped about a month ago, but I'm just seeing the trailer about a week or two ago. It's called Being the Ricardos, and it's the biopic of Lucy and Desi Arnaz.
played by Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
He's so cool.
Voiced by Chris Pratt.
yeah, the voice. So playing the titular roles, I find are very weird picks. As Desi Arnaz, Javier Bardem.
What?
Yeah, he's playing Desi Arnaz, and as Lucy Arnaz, Nicole Kidman.
Huh.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. The trailer looks decent enough.
I can see it.
I think Nicole Kidman is too thin-lipped to
Yeah,
be
but
Lucy.
I feel like that Desi casting is weirder than Lucy's casting.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because Javier Bardem's not a thin dude,
like-
you know what I mean?
Speaking of
Yeah.
John Leguizamo, he'd be a good Desi, I feel like.
I think
he would
so,
make a
yeah.
Great Desi.
Yeah.
Him, hell, even Lin-Manuel Miranda would be a good Desi Arnaz too. But I don't know. It looks cool. I think it's gonna be fun.
Who's that other guy?
The Neighbors. You talking about The Neighbors?
No, I'm like, who's the other guy you mentioned?
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He
Yeah.
was in Hamilton. He was the guy on Sesame Street, always freestyling. The Puerto Rican dude.
Oh, it's funny that like Hamilton. I don't know, Sesame Street. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so here's something that if true would be incredible, but a quote-unquote insider that it doesn't give any indication of who the person is or like how they're an insider, what their involvement is or knowledge would be. But Brendan Fraser is being eyed for a return to a fourth Mummy movie.
That's what I heard. I heard that too.
But yeah, I don't like. I tried to look through the article. It doesn't give really very much more indication than that of
I
this
would
person's
love it
credentials or anything.
if they pulled like an end of Uncharted 4 where he's with, what was her name in the movie, Evie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he's with her and they're like, oh, you know, and then they like have to go on another expedition or something like that. You know?
Mhm.
But, like original cast or I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be fucking incredible.
That
Yeah.
would be super.
Which, I mean, then it would make sense. Like, now would be the best time to do it.
Right,
with-
in the world of remakes and
Well, not just that, but like Brendan Fraser's resurgence
yeah,
in Doom Patrol and sort of a reinvigoration of his popularity, and like now would be the time to capitalize on that.
it really would be.
Plus, he deserves it.
He's internet's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Do you see how like emotional he got when he was getting interviewed and the lady was telling him like everyone's rooting for you, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was that one meme where it was like Brendan Fraser and Keanu Reeves should just make a movie called Movie? Yeah,
We'd all go see it.
and we'd all go see it.
It's just them being them and hanging out.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, it looks like Cyberpunk is like playable like
Finally.
lately.
Really?
Like I re-downloaded it and I was playing it before we started
On
recording.
console or
Well, I mean, everywhere.
I've been working on it a little bit.
But I didn't really notice, like, anything that I had previously seen while I was playing the game. The one weird thing that popped up is when I was going down a set of stairs, I looked down and he was just kind of, like, sliding down the stairs, but...
See, I still love playing, or the memory, anyway, of playing fucking Fallout 64, or what is
76.
it? 76. That's, yeah. I couldn't remember the number.
And
Fallout
T-posing for
Fallout
the-
76. No. So with me, what would happen with me most often is the only part of my character that would render or like be present at all would just be my head. So I would just be this floating head. It was so great. I loved it.
One of my favorite,
I would actually get sad when it fully
Yeah.
rendered me.
Ah, man.
I'm like, oh.
One of my favorite glitches from Cyberpunk was every time you looked in the mirror, your character would like be naked.
Nice.
Or whenever you just randomly open up your inventory and you just have no clothes at all.
Oh yeah.
And your dick's just hitting.
Yeah.
Or when
I
you,
got
when,
him.
you,
Yeah.
when you put on a new pair of pants and your dick would just be hanging.
Yeah, it would clip through the
Yeah.
pants.
It reminds me of the interview. You like this, fuckers?
Yeah, and you hear the flap.
Yeah.
But it was bad for a lot of streamers. Like a lot of streamers
Oh, I bet.
would like quickly like change the screen and be like, "Oh no!"
Let's talk about Bebop.
Let's.
So,
Probably one of my favorite Ninja Turtle villains.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And partial to Rocksteady.
So, you three are watching it, Derek, Eddie, and Nick.
Yup.
We are not.
You're
We are
abstaining.
Abstaining from what we have seen.
I'm like 2 episodes in because I wanted, even though we just did the anime, I wanted to go back and watch it again
Mhm.
and then watch the series. So I'm actually just rewatching the anime. But so far, I mean, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just really weird how, like, the very first scene is, like, them in the casino. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a little bit...
It's like 10 episodes.
Yeah, and then when they meet,
Faye.
fucking, what's her, no, the-
Julia.
is she the one with the,
She's the one that's with Vicious. The
no,
blonde chick.
no, the one with, the guy that goes crazy on the red eye.
Oh.
Asimov.
Yeah.
Asimov and
Katarina.
Katarina.
Like, they don't walk into the bar, like, at all.
So the beginning part when it's Spike with the headphones on and he's going into the casino.
He has that. Yeah.
That is the beginning. It's the skeleton of the beginning of the movie, Knocking on Heaven's Door,
Okay.
where Spike's walking into a convenient store that's being held up with a bunch of guys in
and
there.
he pulls like a party popper in the dude's face.
Well, he's like acting like aloof, like he doesn't know that the place is being held up, and it's like he kind of did the same thing because I've seen that part, and he kind of does the same thing where he's just like walking into a hostage situation.
Yeah.
But instead of doing like the cool aloof thing, he flips a coin and then does a fucking bicycle
He
kick.
kicks the coin.
Whereas in real life, he would have been shot like 37 times before he even kicked the coin.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not Spike. That's
Yeah.
not what Spike would have done. Spike would have, you know, like.
It's
not a good
it's
first impression.
weird because they like, and I don't hate what I've seen so far, but they don't have what's her name, the chick you think is pregnant, and Asimov. They don't like, it doesn't show them like walking into the bar, but Spike does meet her like outside, but they're not like refueling their ship or anything like that. So it's like it's kind of bouncing around, but it's not like terrible.
Yeah.
So
The main issues I have are just big spoilers, so I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But it's obviously there's the one that everyone I feel like has been spoiled on. But again, I'm not going to say anything. Just in the odd case that you haven't, but it's all over the internet. Everyone knows what it is, how it looks, how it sounds. It's not good.
Yeah.
At all.
I have no knowledge.
It's really concerning, and you'll see it when you get to it. You'll
You'll
know exactly what we're talking about as soon as you get to it.
You're talking about in the live action?
Yes.
Yes, it's very, very bad.
There's an end credit scene, basically. And it sets up for a season 2. But I don't know, it's the little things that I hear that are like small victories in the show. And I just want to see how good they're done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see how it resonates with me. They did take is it Gwen or I think it's Gren, right? Gren. Kind of reduced that to just like basically tokenism, which is really a shame, I think, because Gren is such a cool fucking character in the anime. And then here it's just like, hey, we're going to magically put you in this position, like in this situation, in this area.
It's like, what's his name from Game of Thrones, who would just like not time travel, teleport. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I don't like what they did with that character. And do you see him a lot so far, or is he just in like a handful of episodes?
I'm only like 5, I think, episodes in, 5 or 6, and I don't.
So you're almost done with it because I think there's 10.
Yeah, 10. So I'm like halfway through, and I don't think I've seen him yet.
Not only that, but also they're 40-minute episodes, right? Like 45-minute episodes. So the original runtime for an episode of Bebop was about 22, 23 minutes because of commercials and such. So what they did, and I kind of figured that they would do this, is that they kind of sandwiched 2 episodes together, and the entirety of the Bebop show is in this first season.
Yeah.
Which is...
Except for Mushroom Samba.
Which is just reduced to a fucking plate, like an option on a menu. I don't know. It's sad, because this had a lot of fucking potential, and... Whereas the original is kind of like a musical in ways. It seems like this is...
Well, I mean, they absolutely nailed the opening credits, though, I feel like.
But they didn't do real folk blues.
Yeah, that's a Fly Me to the Moon situation where like it kind of...
Well, it's a fucking Netflixism that they just keep fucking up on because they're not bothering with getting the licensing for some of the most beloved parts of these series.
Is it that they're... That, or is it that they can't get them?
I think they're just being lazy. And
I don't know,
money.
because
I wondered about that.
Crazier things have happened. Like, crazier things have been done, and I know that Sony is really, really stingy with. I mean, you guys know that.
Because I wondered how hard it would be to get like Frank Sinatra rights nowadays.
Sony owns everything, man.
As opposed to when Ava first came out and they had it,
I don't know. I know that Sony BGM is a big thing.
Yeah.
And they own the majority of it was kind of like your template, right? Like if you wanted to have some kind of musical rendition, how do I say this? If you wanted to have some kind of licensed piece of music in your thing, there's a pretty good chance that Sony already owned it. You know what I mean? Like the Utada Hikaru songs from Kingdom Hearts are just completely missing, which is blasphemy in Smash.
Funny, because I was watching a Maximilian dude stream, and he was playing. I think he was playing Kingdom Hearts, and he had his baby, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah,
his child.
So he had her
Ridley
up there. Yeah,
no, Ripley. Sorry, Ripley.
Yeah, and he was playing it for her, and then he was like, I want to play Simple and Clean, but he's like, that's copyrighted all to shit. And he's like, you know what? DMCA me. And he just played it and held her there. And I was just like, holy shit, dude.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
He went all out.
And you see, whenever you go to, the official song on, YouTube or whatever, it's always owned by Sony.
Yeah.
Which really sucks.
So, and back to Fly Me to the Moon, they played that song in the first episode of Squid Game. So,
did they?
Yeah, they did.
So this guy was able to get that, or did he just not give a fuck?
It's just it's a different version of Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
They could have done that.
I don't get it either. I don't know why Netflix didn't just get the rights to Fly Me to the Moon, the Sinatra song, and then just have someone fucking cover it, and then just have it be a Netflix fucking song.
Yeah, well, they re-recorded
that's what I'm saying. They could have done that.
Why didn't they just... Again, it comes off as lazy. It comes off as hey, it's not really that big of a deal, but it's it's kind of a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
In regards to Ava, central theme for a character. Like, you need that shit to resonate. Like, it's all a big pie, and it doesn't fucking work unless it has all the ingredients, right?
Well, and it's the same thing for Bebop, too. Like, they still stuck with the original opening for the live action, but they didn't bother getting...
Which I do have a problem with that opening, because I talked about the Goofy running. You remember me talking about how...
It doesn't look as bad now, like, now
really?
that it's out.
And the same thing with, like, you know, the this is just me nitpicking, of course, but, like, you know how,
You don't nitpick?
the scene where, during the opening where they do the guns, like, it does the panels with one. So when it goes to the side shot of them pulling the trigger, they have no recoil at all. They're just pulling the trigger. Like, it's very obviously a fake gun. Whereas, in the anime opening, it's, like, beautifully detailed and animated to like frame by frame to show the fucking gun being shot. It's the little things where I'm like, you just don't have the spirit of what makes that original piece so good.
And that really is gun recoil is the spirit.
I feel like that's
it comes off as corny.
I feel like that's an intentional choice because, like, to me,
I think that it's an oversight.
I don't think so. I think that they wanted to do a lot to keep kind of... I think they wanted to keep it similar and differentiate themselves at the same time. So, like, they have, in my opinion, I think they did a lot to keep kind of the same spirit and quirkiness and things like that, while simultaneously making their own choices so that they could kind of make it their own. Because, like, if you're going into this expecting a one-to-one comparison, you're gonna have a fucking bad time. Yeah. You're gonna have a bad time. It's not a one-to-one comparison. It's not fucking meant to be. And
I don't want it to be a one-to-one. I want it to pay respect to these characters, which it very obviously doesn't at all.
I disagree.
Watch Grant and watch Vicious.
See,
as
Vicious...
soon as you get the bit, you fucking are so wrong about Vicious.
Vicious? What do you mean I'm wrong about Vicious? You haven't heard how I feel about Vicious.
Calm down. The fucking...
But you haven't... How are you going to tell me I'm wrong about something I haven't explained?
I'm saying...
You're going to tell me that I'm wrong?
You're going to tell me that I'm wrong?
Did he not say he completely
disagrees?
disagrees?
Dog.
Did you not say that?
Yeah, with the general feeling of the show.
Okay, continue.
He said he disagreed with the opening credit part. Okay, what I got.
Tell me.
But, okay, so Vicious is the one major problem I have with the live adaptation. And I told Eddie this a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. To me, Vicious in the live action comes off as a petulant, whiny bitch, as opposed to a cold-hearted, calculating, fucking devious motherfucker.
I want to be the boss.
Exactly.
I want to be the boss.
And he's... like, obviously this is personal, but, like, I don't feel like he looks good either.
I don't either.
He looks like a fucking dork, dude.
He's old, he's kind of lumpy, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's the eyes, it's the face. Like, I see his fucking face, and I see his hair slicked back and everything.
And I feel like...
But he is shapes.
Yeah, I feel like he should be, like, he should have a chiseled jawline, and he's just lumpy.
Yeah.
Like, his face is lumpy.
And we're supposed to just believe that he pulled the Julia? Like...
Yeah, right? I was like, no.
But,
no.
But I love every other character, and I feel like they paid homage and also made it their own at the same time.
Which is what I think they're
Which is something I saw John Cho talk about in an interview.
From what I've seen, I did like what they did when Asimov took the red eye and he went out and it was all in first person and he was shooting everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Dude, honestly, so the way that I see it, because I went into it not expecting a one-to-one, and I also went into it expecting something completely different.
Right. While
still having that breath of Cowboy Bebop. And it's what I feel like it has. I can't say to you two, Cole and Angelo, how it feels because you guys have a far bigger connection to this series than I do.
Well, and like, I really like went into it like open-minded. Like, I was hoping for the best. I was excited, really. But, and like, when they like had showed the cast and stuff, I was like, okay, like this might be good, you know. And then I saw like quite a few scenes, specifically with Vicious or the actor that plays Vicious, and also John Cho. I was hoping that John Cho would be like a good choice, but he comes across as a very elderly Spike. Like
I don't know. I feel like they wanted...
I see his age, but I don't... He just doesn't have that youthfulness that Spike has.
Well, see, and I've seen... And I don't remember if it was you, Cole, that said it, or maybe I saw it online. I don't remember. But anyway, like I saw somebody saying about... Or talking about how, you know... Or actually, maybe it was you, Angela. Anyway, someone on planet Earth said... that said that they weren't a fan of his vision for the character because, like, you know, when Spike in the anime is fighting, you know, he's kind of sarcastic and smiling and just kind of like not taking it seriously, because it's like for him doing all this crazy shit is like it's not even a big deal to him.
Spike's
like,
just ready to die. He's
well,
just waiting to die.
Yeah, like. But to me, I mean, I don't mind the way they did it in the live adaptation. I don't mind that we don't get that, because to me, I feel like they're using the fact that he's not smiling, but he's also not making really any other major facial expressions. He's just kind of like bored with the whole thing. I feel like they're kind of using that as a different way to show his detachment from what's going on. You know, he's not as sarcastic, he's not as playful, but he's also still completely not invested in what's going on.
I've seen more positive.
Which I like.
I've seen more positive for John Cho as Spike than I've seen for negative. I can't really say too much insanely negative about him.
Yeah.
But me seeing like how he does, like how like some of the fights are shot and everything, it does kind of come across as like maybe he's, you know, he is an older actor. He's 49 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
and
he's
Spike is
in
supposed
great
to be like
fucking
29.
health. 27. He's
27.
great fucking health. Like, he looks great in the show, for sure. He definitely, props to the man, because he put in the work. But it just, you know, you kind of can't help but wonder if there might have been a different choice. But, like, the hair, the face, like, everything comes across as, like, perfect casting for me.
So, well, let me ask you this. Who, in your opinion...
No idea. I can't
No?
even... I know.
No?
No
Okay.
way. No fucking way.
I was just wondering...
John Cho would have been my pick.
Oh, okay. I was
John
just
Cho
wondering
would've been my
if
pick.
like, you had some other, like,
No.
dream choice.
Chris Pratt.
I wish it wasn't made in the first
Only
place.
for the voice.
We'll stick there. I'll just like, I think that the original is a classic.
Yeah.
And what this is going to do is this is going to point people towards Watanabe's entire discography, which I think is going to be fucking awesome. Like, please go watch Cowboy Bebop. Please go watch Samurai Champloo. He's got a couple movies out there. Apparently, one is like a fucking prequel to Cowboy Bebop, which I had no fucking idea. Yes, there's a Watanabe movie that's like kind of like a spiritual prequel.
Huh.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I had no idea, you know, and it's made by Watanabe. So, I've heard nothing but praise for Mustafa Shakir's portrayal for Jet Black. They say he is Jet Black.
He's perfect.
He looks great. He sounds great. I think the guy's name was Bill Billingsley. I could be wrong. The voice actor for Jet in the original series. The people, I've never seen much love, like too much love for this guy.
Yeah,
like,
no, and honestly,
it's hilarious because people were like talking mad shit before it came out. Like, oh, he can't, there's no way he'll be a good
So that
Jet.
was all full bullshit because they're like, there was a lot of people that didn't think that Jet was black.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's very obviously a black man in the original series.
What?
Yeah, he's a black man.
How did they not? No, I'm aware. Yeah. I mean, how did they not?
I don't know, but
Bo Billingsley.
Bo Billingsley, okay. He's, you know, I mean, this guy's obviously, you know,
he's a great,
quite obviously, yes.
Yeah.
Well, and like, it just goes back to the concerns that I have in the casting in the first place. Like, besides him, the biggest grievance that I have, I can't even get into because it's like the end of the series. Like, there's something that's introduced, and I'm just like, they did that so wrong. And just like...
Not only that, there's something that you don't even know that they did with Spike that, like, just kind of renders him as, in my opinion, just kind of renders him as, like, a totally unsympathetic, like, how do I say that? Unsympathetic?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Like, you don't... like, I don't really care for Spike Spiegel in the live action, knowing what I know now. Like, because I just went in and I was like, just spoil me. Like, I just want to know what's bad, what's good. You know, I've watched like 3 hours worth, like, on the guys that, like, okay, these guys I know love Bebop, but they also have an open mind.
Right.
Like, they were both, like, the casting's fucking great and everything, which I feel like, you know, is the biggest disappointment for me, because, like, the casting is so perfect.
The actors were good with what they were given with.
Oh, yeah, phenomenal acting. From what I've heard.
I think that it's poor direction.
Yeah, it's poor writing.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Well, the way that I see this whole thing is that this, of course, was made to entice fans, right? But it's also meant to sell more Netflix subscriptions.
Of course.
So, I mean, if, you know...
It's a fine line.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if this was something for, like, Amazon Prime, or if this was something for anything else but Netflix and Hulu, like, I can almost guarantee you we would probably get a 1-for-1. But since...
Or close
to it. But since this is for Netflix, and they want to bring in a new audience with this crazy new thing, quotes, you know, they've got to make it appealing to not just the hardcore weebs that love this thing. And that's a sad thing. I'm not saying that that's a justification for what it is that they're doing, but that's like the reasoning behind it. I honestly think that it definitely has its flaws in places, but where it has its flaws, it has its signatures.
Well, I was going to say, like, I feel like the general consensus, and this is kind of the way I feel too, but the general consensus among people that I've seen who are trying to be open-minded about it is it has its issues, but it gets more things right than it gets wrong. Like, not necessarily in terms of, like, oh, this is correct or incorrect. I just mean, like, things they did well versus things they did poorly. Like, and I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean...
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate what I see. I want to watch it.
My favorite thing that they did really well and kept was the really sort of film noir feelings and the way that the dialogue was done in that sort of film noir, like, halting and almost kind of monotone like narration. I fucking love that, and that made me really happy that stuck.
And it doesn't hurt that Yoko Kanno's still on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Boy.
Did you know that this Bo Billingsley guy was in Halloween H2O, The Blob. He was Barrett in Advent Children.
That makes sense.
And he had a role in Fallout 76 and Red Dead 2.
Shit.
Wow. I'm thinking of a specific line from Advent Children where I'm like, yeah, okay. Huh. Interesting.
I feel like to the fan, this is a disservice.
He was in Boruto.
I feel like to the fan, this show is a disservice to the hardcore fan, to the person that holds sentimental value to this thing. It's a disservice to the casual fan who, like Derek and I, like, this is
not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I love the anime. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I also think this is really good in its own right.
Yeah, and which
as
is
its own thing.
Which is what I feel like they should have advertised more, instead of being like, "Hey, if you love the anime, you'll love it."
They went heavy for the fans. They're like, "Hey, man, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yoko Kanno's back." Like, they're doing all kinds of shit. So yes, I do feel a little kind of jaded in terms of the marketing,
right?
It's like,
because what they did was they just reimagined everything.
Man,
like
they're gonna do One Piece next. Fuck me, dude.
I'm not watching no fucking One Piece.
Dude.
I'll tell you right now, if y'all want to do a show on One Piece, I ain't watching no fucking One Piece.
Like the original?
The anime, no, yeah, I'm not. There's fucking 50 fucking million episodes of that shit.
I wouldn't make you watch it.
It's just like, what the fuck?
No, that would be like, that's probably gonna be like one of like my essay things. Dude, there's so much. I don't even know how to go about that, but they are doing a live action One Piece, and I'm like, the last time that we had a shonen live action, I think, was Dragon Ball Evolution.
Ugh.
And I don't need to tell you about that.
I will say that they did a live action Bleach, but it wasn't like American made.
And it
wasn't bad by any means. Like
I don't remember people flaming it.
Yeah.
But and also like to the Cowboy Bebop fandom, you just need to fucking chill out. Like
lest you not forget the Death Note Netflix American adaptation.
Oh,
we have tried.
I kind of still want to watch it.
Dude,
I haven't watched it.
Just watch it. Just get drunk while you do it, because like it's
one of those things that like Cole was saying. Like I know, like I love the original, but I want to watch all of these bad stuff. You know.
Look, man.
I still haven't seen it either.
At the end of the Death Note or the Bebop?
The Death Note.
It's okay. No. Fuck me. What am I saying? No, that Death Note.
You heard it here.
That Death Note movie is fucking awful. But you could make the same argument where it's like it's there for the people that are interested, but it's like that's like derogatory, fucking offensive blasphemy.
I love
like
that comparison where they do where Light meets Ryuk, and he's all just like, "Oh, so you're a Shinigami," and then in the Netflix adaptation, when he meets him, he's like screaming like a little girl.
Yeah, it's
well,
oh my
they
god, it's
they
so
did it
bad.
like in a way that you would imagine like an alternate like.
I
timeline,
thought about when I had first heard about this, and I'm like, I get that, but it's like.
Not only that, but they like whitewash the fuck out of it too, and it's like it just kind of nothing really ever sat right with the Death Note one.
They very much Americanized it and like
Light Turner instead of Light Yagami.
And instead of
no
Misa,
way.
Yeah. Instead of Misa Amane, it's just Mia.
Mia.
And
it takes place in like fucking Seattle. Like it's dude,
nobody's
it's so
Netflix
bad,
is like Misa not gonna say that fucking name.
Just drop the S.
Not gonna be working here anymore anyway.
Yeah.
At the end of the
That's exactly what I went for.
They said that they were going to make a second one.
Well, it ends on a cliffhanger. Don't you remember? It ends on a fucking cliffhanger.
They said to be continued or something.
Yeah.
It's the cliffhanger. Like I really hope there's not another one.
No, actually.
Which makes me sad because Willem Dafoe
was perfect as Ryu.
That was
as
the
Ryu,
only
bro.
good thing. That was the only redeeming thing about that entire.
Can any of you think of like a poor casting choice in terms of when people have cast Willem Dafoe in their movies?
No.
I can't think of a single one where he's been miscast.
He's a Japanese death god in Death Note. Like, that's just kind of fucking perfect for his voice.
Well, and he very much, like, channeled his Green Goblin in that.
There's so much wrong with that movie. I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even pay me to fucking fix that movie. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Bebop is this bad, because I do feel like there are people involved that really gave a fuck, and Watanabe's at the top of that list. Yeah. He produced this fucking thing.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of times those voices, like that Stellan Skarsgård article that I shared earlier, a lot of those voices tend to get drowned out by the studio who goes, yeah, but this decision will probably make us more money.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, they dropped all political aspects.
Yeah, there's really no, like, it was part of one of the videos that I was watching where I was like, we really don't want to offend anybody. Like, this is a slight spoiler, but they got rid of Faye Valentine's massive amount of medical debt.
Yeah.
Which was the whole fucking reason behind her character.
Yeah.
On why she was like this anxiety-riddled mess that was constantly gambling everything away. It was because she was running away from her fucking debt, and she always kept thinking of that next big score that was going to help her pay it off. That's nowhere to be found.
Well, which is also why she's running with the Cowboys and doing all of the bounties.
Exactly, yeah, money.
Well,
money.
and like they erased Jet's story of where he's an ex-cop.
So they didn't.
Listen.
Yeah, go.
Because he wanted to leave a ring of crooked cops. And he's just an ex-cop that got fired from the force.
Got framed.
Got fucked over, yeah.
And then in the end is just like, oh no, they did nothing wrong. Like, they just,
I don't know.
erased it.
The other thing that they did with Jed that I do like is they gave him a daughter. He's like a divorced dad. I think that's a really cool... Because, like, it's pretty similar to what they did with Jet in the anime, where he's like, you know, he doesn't have any kids, but he has like that emotional distance problem with someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did see that part. I think it might be in the first episode where it's kind of funny where Spike's in the back, like either kicking ass or getting his ass kicked, but Jet's in like this building, like doing something for his daughter's recital or something like that. And I'm like, I like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's Jet. That is Jet. Like, that is a good character writing choice to make him sympathetic.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it was great too in the episode where, you know, at the end of the episode where they acquire Ein, and like he tries to give Ein to his daughter, and the wife is like forcing that to not happen, and you know, it's definitely, you know, something I think a lot of people, myself included, can emotionally connect with, is like, I'm trying to be there for my daughter. I'm trying to do this. Like, please just, you know, and not being allowed to. And like,
That's a good character, man.
You know, I think that's a really good, really, really good thing to make him even more sympathetic.
I just had a word in my head, but then it was like, poof, gone. But yeah, I don't know. One of these days, I'm going to watch it. I'm hoping that Netflix doesn't can it like they did with Death Note. Because it sounds like, I mean, they're like Final Fantasy VII remaking this, and it's like, hey, the unknown journey will continue, you know, at the end of this. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, see where we'll go. But,
Which is funny because there's only one season of the anime.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really skirting around. I don't want to say anything, but you'll know when you get to it. Anyways, Halo.
Boy, howdy.
So, Xbox, well, Microsoft had like a 20th anniversary stream, right? And they were like, hey, we got a special message from 343. And we're all thinking like, okay, you know, some stupid DLC or something. No, they just dropped the multiplayer. They're like, hey, everything that we have is available to play.
Multiplayer beta.
Yeah, it's not a beta. This is the game. Like, this is what they were going to launch with, you know, like it's...
Yeah, because you're even getting like trophies and...
Yeah, this is the game. Like, as much as they want... them saying beta is just like a blanket term to say like, hey, we know of all the issues that you have, but it's a beta. And it's like, well...
They got a lot of fixing to fucking do with it.
It's great. It's fucking awesome.
It is. I have my gripes, but it's still super fun to play.
Man, I hate to love this game because that battle pass and the weird, stupid things that they're doing with game modes and game maps, and it's like, you're really gonna tell me that you would have shipped this game with the pitiful amount of maps that's in it right now? Like, I can't help, me and you were talking about it, Nick, when you were streaming. I was like, I kind of can't help but think of Reach in 2010 that launched with every single fucking game mode that Halo had to that date and more, had like 24 maps, was just completely content rich from the beginning. And I'm like, where did we go? Why are we not doing this? And they're fucking really lucky that the game is as fun as it is to play.
Yeah.
And the sandbox, they really should be proud of what they've accomplished because it is fucking awesome. And everyone's talking about how fun it is to play.
My issues, and I've, Cole and Eddie, while we've been playing, I've said them a lot, but I'll just say them for the sake of the podcast. But my first one is the fact that, so I like that there's a battle pass. I don't like that the only experience you get for it is completing objectives.
Yeah.
I wish, because like let's just take like, games like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty. They have the battle pass, but everything that you do gives you experience to that battle pass. But in Halo, it's like, no, you gotta do these things on a list here. Oh, you don't have a list? Oh, play a game and we'll give you fucking 50 XP.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even in the game in the first place. They had to patch that in. They had to patch it in to make it so you got experience from a match every time.
A little bit.
and like I get it, but at the same time, it's like you very obviously are just shooting from the hip here. Like you're not like something. There's a lot of not talking happening over at 343 with what's going on with the battle pass and like custom games is still fucking broken. Like we cannot like if we try to get into a custom game and like fuck around at all, it just won't work. Like I've had the game crash on me multiple times.
Me too. Remember when we were playing and I'm like, oh, I just got returned to the title screen.
Yeah. Like, it seems pretty well optimized for Xbox. Like, are you having, like, any massive issues?
I'm not.
In terms of, like, technically speaking, like, frame rate or loading or...
There's been, loading. That was probably the only thing that I've had a problem with, like, sparingly. Yeah. I mean, just today, as of this recording, when we were playing, just, like, we jumped into a game or whatever, but I just never got past the loading screen.
Yeah.
But... I mean,
and it just makes me wonder, like, you guys wouldn't have been ready by the 8th of December. There's no fucking way you would have been okay. Which also leads me to believe that the campaign is going to be really good, because it has to be where the resources and the attention is going, right? Like, it has to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting Forge until halfway through next year. Same thing with campaign co-op. So it has to be that the campaign is really fucking stellar.
The other thing I wish they did in multiplayer, and if you remember in, like, even the Master Chief Collection, like, you had, like, besides the Battle Pass, like, you had ranks, like, and I hate to keep going back to Call of Duty, but it's the best example I can think of, you know, like, oh, you just hit level 3, oh, level 4, oh, you prestiged. Like, I love playing this game, but I feel like, what am I working towards?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like, I'm not leveling up anything.
Yeah, like if you
I'm
don't...
just getting battle pass experience, if that, you know?
Yeah, and if you don't, like, buy the battle pass, you don't have shit all
exactly.
to attain the level. Like, you know what I mean?
Right now, it's for the love of the game, playing it. You know, like, I'm not really playing it just to progress.
And that's...
It's fucking awesome. Like, it's great to, like... That's always been a key pillar of multiplayer in Halo ever since 3, where it's like you're constantly unlocking things to, like, put on different armor. That's been, like, and it, like, kind of peaked in Reach, in my opinion.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, Reach was the best in terms of, like, armor customization. And this is pretty good, too, but they really... They need to... tighten it up a little bit, because it's not
and that's what I was saying. Like, I've said it when we played, and I'll say it now. Like, it's the things that I like have gripes with, but the gameplay itself is so fun that I'm not just gonna be like, I fucking hate this game.
Man,
you know?
what a rush when you bring that fucking game back from the brink, like what we had last night. Were you there when we did that comeback on, I can't remember the name of the map, but it's the night map, and it was a strongholds map, or no, it was, what's the Control? It was Control.
Oh yeah, when all of us were playing.
Yeah, and I put my controller down because I was like, it's over. It's over. Yeah. Like, next point wins. They had all 3 rings filling at the same time. I'm like, it's fucking over. So I put down my controller, and then all of a sudden I see B. Stop. And then it starts slowly rewinding because there's nobody there. And I'm like, oh my god, okay. So we start sprinting. And I don't know what happened, but we had like a sectioned off amount, like little teams going to each one, and we all captured all 3 and won the game.
Yeah, at one point they had their, like, because I remember at one point, Cole, you're like, they have their whole fucking team at B. Yeah. And we still somehow, like, stopped them from taking it.
Yeah, I don't know. And I remember, like, running up to it, and I had the BR on me. And there was just there were 3 guys just, like, camping right there. And it was you and then one other teammate. And we just fucking stormed that ring. And we got it. And it's just, like, it's this roller coaster, man.
No, was it?
It wasn't you?
Not last night.
Oh, it was Daniel.
I was like, it was one of the people.
It was Daniel, yeah. What a rush, man. It's so good.
We had our own little moment today when we were doing Slayer.
Yep.
And I just got on the Warthog. He got on the back, and I was
on
just
Behemoth.
Oh yeah, and we were just running laps, and he was just like killing everybody the whole way, and I'm just
Got
like
14
laughing.
kills.
Yeah, and I got 14 assists.
There's this YouTuber that I've come across. I probably mentioned him before, but like him and his friends are all big like content creators, like like a couple thousand followers. They have their own Twitch channels or whatever. But this guy's name is The Do. It's like DOOO. And they got early review copies for 2042 for Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing them, and it's funny because they all have like pre-assigned like review _ like and a bunch of numbers, and it's like, wait, who the fuck is this? Like oh hey, I'm number this whatever. Yeah. And they're playing this map where they get this they all get into this hoverboat, and they were just driving around, just like running people over and gunning people down. Yeah. And they ended the game, and it's like, between our whole fucking team, we had 200 consecutive kills.
Yeah, shout out to DICE and EA for botching another Battlefield launch.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
Can't figure it out for some reason. DICE, what is going on? Like, between that and the Battlefront games, like, what are we just not? What's going on? EA,
dude,
releasing Battlefield is a Battlefield.
What they did do is hype that game into oblivion, especially when they did the trailer, and all of the old school gamers are seeing the rendezvous in the trailer.
Yeah.
Where the guy jumps out of the jet and shoots.
Yeah.
And then the original creator, like, his reaction to seeing that in the trailer, he's just like yelling and screaming. Yeah. I think he's a Russian guy, and he's just like,
vodka. Yeah. Screaming. Potatoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
those are
poverty, famine.
Those are exclamations of joy and excitement.
Yeah.
Tetris!
Yeah.
Maximuses!
Before we get into the subject of the hour, if you're listening on YouTube, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the little bell notification. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that's the best way to do that. Also, if you support what we do, subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/Nerd Corp podcast. We've got all kinds of loot for you guys to enjoy, including stickers, shirts, extra content, and bonus episodes. Finally, if you enjoy us enough, buy our merch. Go to tpublic.com/Nerd Corp podcast. We've got shirts, mugs, masks, stickers, tapestries, art, dildos, all kinds of shit.
Pogs?
Yeah.
All kinds of shit.
All kinds of shit. So, if you want some Nerd Corp merch, you go there.
There is a fan-made trailer.
I just saw that.
I thought
for
you were
Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say there are no dildos on that.
No,
I've got dildos. Let's go. I just barely saw this, and I thought that it would please the masses that someone has remade the trailer for a Need for Speed Underground 2.
So we've made another trip around the sun, nerds.
I don't go out into the sun.
God
What are you
help
talking
us.
about?
What a great year. We've had a lot of fun times, a lot of, craziness, and all the things that we always have here at the Nerd Corporation. Like I always say during these milestone episodes, when I first started this with Dr. Nick, I didn't realize what we were doing, or even that I would even take it this long or this far. Just this year, we got 1.6 thousand downloads. That totals our all-time downloads to 5,179.
Nice.
Our top 10 most listened episodes of all time are episode 1, Men Without Fear, where
Is that the very first episode?
The very
first one with all of us?
No, the very, very first episode.
So when you say number one, that's like the number one episode.
The number one.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep. Episode 1, Men Without Fear, where Dr. Nick and I talked about Daredevil. Number 2.
I remember listening to that one.
Yeah.
I thought that was about Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Because he does stupid things.
Yes. Number 2 was episode 96, My Hero Season 1.
Nice. The fucking weebs came in.
Weebs coming in clutch.
This episode wasn't numbered for some reason. So, episode ? Oh yeah, one of them, no TP here. In number 4, episode 85, Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh my gosh, 2 Weep Corp episodes? That's awesome. I just got a little
You
bit
gotta
emotional.
think of our audience, though.
Wow.
Number 5, episode 104, If I Were to Lose You, I'd Surely Lose Myself. The Last of Us 2 episode. Number 6, episode 112, Top Games of 2020.
Nice.
Number 7, episode 108, Oh Yeah, One of Them, The Unintelligible Musings of One Nerd Corporation.
Yeah.
Number 8, episode 88, Shayna Baszler and the Chamber of Eliminations.
Nice.
And another one that wasn't numbered for some reason, PS5 versus Xbox, It's Personal. And at number 10, episode 116, I Require Elaboration.
Are those not even numbered on like Spotify or?
I'm not sure.
Let's fucking go with the Weep Corp episode.
Both of them
And-
were in the top 5.
And the Shoot the Shit episodes too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The top countries listening to us right now and all time are, of course, the US, the UK, France, Russia, Canada, and Germany. Those are the big plays where we get big plays. Not like the countries where we only get one play.
Oh yeah, one of them's aren't numbered.
Yeah, that's weird. Huh.
So, those Russian jokes are really gonna go over.
Yeah, they're gonna go great.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna go
Awesome,
great. So to all our friends in Russia, don't stop listening to us, please.
There is no I, there is only we.
You are totally welcome to DM us and ask us for Cole's address.
What's that? What's the MMA fighter's name? Nurmagomedov or whatever.
Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, he's a bitch. I could take that fucking guy, dude. I'll make his cauliflower ear a little bit more bloomy. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Coming from average Joe over here.
Right?
I'll kick his ass.
So this year,
You're sweating right now.
Let me at him.
I adjusted in my
I'm
chair
ready.
and I'm already spent.
I'm ready.
So out of this whole year, what was your guys' favorite episodes?
Jesus, I'm gonna have to go through.
I like the ones where Yumi and Cole yell at each other.
I think those ones
great.
are like the more popular.
Yeah, the Marvel debate is a big one for me. I like that one a lot.
My favorite ones were Rest in Peace Struggler and No Guts, No Glory.
course,
Both
yes.
the Berserk episodes.
Yeah.
I think that we did Berserk and Kentaro Miura a good service.
We did. I believe we did. It was very
I really
good.
liked If I Were to Lose You, mostly because like around when like during
Was
that
that this
episode,
year?
was it?
I'm not sure. I don't
Or
believe.
is that just the top one?
It was
a
the
top one.
hair end of last year
Mhm.
because I remember we had Justin Peterson on.
Yeah, that was actually August of last year.
Oh.
Great
Well,
episode.
I like that
I
one.
do love that episode.
That was a good episode.
I can't fucking remember which ones we had this
We
year.
covered the Mortal Kombat movie.
That one was a good one. And
The Snyder Cut.
I also really liked my Pubba Says.
Yeah.
Because like that just like opened up like a whole new like series for me to enjoy.
I really do. I loved that one. One of my favorite ones was Jane Wick, Goddess of War, where we reviewed Bubblegum Milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of fucking Cole just being like, hey, I know this is your favorite movie, but fuck this movie. He was just
I know
like,
you like this
I'm
movie,
gonna let
but
you finish.
yeah.
It's not accurate at all.
we don't need to get into it again. But we did cover The Mandalorian as well.
Yeah, the zany adventures of Jin Darren.
1 and 2.
Yep.
Seasons 1 and 2, sorry.
We
we did do a Snyder Cut episode on the actual Snyder Cut.
Yes. I just remember
the
it
joke
just.
went full circle.
Oh, yeah.
The
I
Snyder
just-
Cut. The Snyder Cut.
just like the collected hatred we all had for that movie.
Oh yeah.
We were just like, yeah, no, it's fine. It was great.
I liked Sony.
Yeah.
This one's just called episode 122. I really liked that one.
When was
We
that?
talked
Does it
about
say?
Resident Evil 8 and nerd news. So. God damn it, Eddie.
Hey, I have many jobs, okay?
We also began the MCUification this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we covered a fucking ton of Marvel movies.
Well, yeah, we did Captain America, which was...
We made it all the way up to... We still haven't done Thor, but that's as far as we've gotten in the...
Yeah, I think the last one we saw was Iron Man 2. We also did the Suicide Squad.
And Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, baby, no.
No, baby, no. I mean, we did a bunch. See You Space Cowboy. Where
it was
kind
of like a Marvel
This
year,
one
man.
says the
alien
zany
movie.
exploits of Din Djarin.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it Jin?
Yeah, Jin Darren. Yeah, yeah. I noticed the typo after
Din
Din
Djarin.
Djarin,
Din
that's
Djarin.
fucking awesome. That's almost better. Yeah, that's better, dude. Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
It's okay, Peter.
You know,
That's why they call it Spoopel.
I think one of my favorite is Death Elongating,
Yeah.
just because of how much I really did not like Death Stranding.
that was crazy. What are other ones?
And that was like our first episode this season too,
Yeah.
because the one right before it is our last year in review.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Mother Russia.
We did 2020 games of 2020 this year.
We did.
So yeah, that's my favorite episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like that episode a lot. It's a big, long one, and
We always
there's
like.
a lot of good jokes in that one.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
My samurai fantasies in there. Yeah, it's a good episode, man.
It's a very good episode. We were super Marvel heavy this year just because we wanted to show you guys the movies and stuff, and with all of these new TV shows and things that are coming out and all that, we're definitely going to need to pick back up on that in the years to come. What episodes do you guys want to see in the future?
You know, we were talking about it earlier, but I think the Death Note episode would be really good.
Death Note would be a very cool one. It's easily digestible, and we can.
How many episodes is it? It's a longer
24.
one. Is it 24?
It's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I definitely plan on pushing a Secret Invasion episode.
Yeah. I really want to do more comic-based episodes where we sit and
You say
read.
that every year.
I do, and we never do it.
We never do it.
All right, that'll be my first episode for next season.
Gotcha.
I know I mentioned the gal that reached out to me. I think she's in that podcast group that we're in. I don't know where else she would have, found me, but yeah, I guess she's an up and coming comic in like Atlanta, and I was just thinking maybe we could do like a
No shit.
we could do like a stand up episode, and we could maybe like
Throw the interview in there.
interview her, and then we could maybe like in memory of Norm Macdonald or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
I don't know.
I'm down with all of that. I like this year for sure. It's going to happen because we've implemented a new system with each other, and so it'll definitely happen now. Must slide some Fast and Furious in them.
Please do. I really want to do an episode on our favorite albums of all time. Whether
Yes.
that be, I think like top 5
Mm-hmm.
is a good,
Oh,
nice round number.
You have to give me like a couple months notice to get that list together.
I know. So like I was sitting at work because I was like, that would be a cool fucking idea. So I just like started listing all my favorite albums, and I was like, this is really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to do a music episode.
Yeah, I want to expand our nerd sphere because it was very heavy movies and games this year, and I feel like our audience out there would love to hear more about the comics that they love, the music that they love, and while still incorporating the music and the games and the anime aspect of it all.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with everything that we've done, and we appreciate you guys so much. Every time I look at these views and I look at these statistics and the fact that you guys even listen to us on a regular basis, the fact that some of you even pay us money to do it, I just want to express my gratitude because we're basically doing this, because we love the things that we love.
Yeah.
And we enjoy the things that we enjoy, and we just want to share it with the world, because between us anyway, as friends outside of the podcast, we just express this to each other.
Yep.
And I feel like there's enough of an audience with you guys, especially, that would love to hear what we would like to talk about, especially because we all come from different backgrounds of nerddom, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just different areas of fandom. Also, please let us know things that you would like for us to cover. You can always, like we say at the end of every episode, shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com. And you can message us on Facebook.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. We love getting your feedback. We love getting ideas from you guys, and we love just everything about doing this. And we thank you for it.
And the more you interact with us on our pages, and like you said, through email,
Our sponsored ads.
our sponsored ads, like the more that you interact with us and give us that feedback, the more, I mean, even if you're not directly saying, give me more of this, we'll understand what the needs are of our audience and be able to tailor it more to the people that, you know, are interacting and are vocal about what it is we do.
Should reach out to Blue Chew and see if it'd sponsor us.
Who?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew?
What the fuck is that?
Viagra.
Dick pills.
Oh my god.
They taste like candy.
They'd that'd be cool if like they did want to sponsor us and they made like green chews. And we just like
fucking dope.
I did.
they look like ecstasy pills with little NCs on them.
That actually
The
reminds
nerd
me.
cock.
I submitted a thing to what are they called? It's like every podcast is sponsored by them. HelloFresh.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I submitted a thing. I don't know, but
Hey, if it works out, it works
Yeah.
out.
Manscaped and Coinbase.
You should talk to your one person you know over at that game shop.
Jeebers.
Yeah,
yeah. I still need to do that. Or I could even maybe go talk to Kevin at Toad and Tricycle.
Oh, yeah. Either way. Any last words that you guys would like to share with the group before we go on our hiatus?
Boobies.
Titties.
You meant like thoughts?
For Baba Booey.
Aardvark.
Semen.
What is the origin of Baba Booey? Can anybody tell me that? I know that it's like a big Howard Stern joke. Like that was like a prank call thing. That'd be like, "Hello, caller. What's your name?" And they'd be like, Mike Hunt. Ha 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 ha. Baba Booey, Baba Booey, and then hang up.
I looked this up one day actually. So let's see. Originated on the Howard Stern show when executive producer Gary Delabate was discussing the cartoon Quick Draw McGraw, and in an attempt to say Baba Louie, McGraw's sidekick, he said Baba Booey.
That was like one of my favorite things about the Stern show is the prank calls.
There was actually an episode of I think it was My Name Is Earl, and he was like on the phone with somebody, and like Randy picked up the phone. He's like, "Randy, get off the phone!" And he just goes, "Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey."
It's a good show.
It's a great show.
Nah, it'll be fun. Let's do it again next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep this going. I think I was gonna quit.
We're really taking off.
Yeah, I was gonna quit, but
Give us your money.
No, I said it once before, but it's those dedicated ass motherfuckers that pay us to do this shit that it's like, I don't really care about Russia. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about them.
I mean, until we
eating.
start getting some Russian patrons.
Yeah.
Start another Cold War.
Hint. No. And as is tradition, we always fire someone at the end of a season. So Cole, sorry, you're out.
You're fired.
Oh my god, what will I ever do?
You're fired.
We're still going to use your house, though.
Yeah.
We used to have 8 hosts.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking playing Halo while you guys were recording. I was like, oh my god, I just fucking pulled a clip.
I want to give a special thanks to Lee Hager at the Chew the Fat podcast. He is one of the main reasons we have a lot of UK listens.
Okay.
And not only that, but he has linked us on the bio for his podcast, Chew the Fat, which, according to Listen Notes, is in the top 5%
No shit.
of all podcasts. So, Lee, I love you, brother. Always, always. Thank you so much.
Chip chop cheerio.
Yeah, thanks. Oi, governor. Thank you. Cheese and crumpets.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Don't you mean tea and crumpets?
What did I say?
Cheese? Cheese and crumpets?
Cheese and crumpets.
Now he's gonna take our fucking link off the bio.
Like, the bitch doesn't even know the fucking...
Grommets.
It's not you just saying words.
It's
in
all
an accent.
staying
Cole
live.
doesn't
Like,
even
we're
know the
fucking-
right stereotypical
We're
shit
doing
to
it
say.
live. This one's not even going. This one's not getting.
Oi, governor.
I would like to,
Proper
though,
bright day, isn't it, out here?
I would like to try and set up, some
Grommet.
interview type of things where, I realize he's in the UK, so it might be a little bit difficult to...
Oh, we're gonna
manage, but-
get him on the podcast. We're like, it's already done. We've decided that we're gonna be on his podcast. Maybe not Cole.
We're gonna be
well, yeah,
flying
'cause
out
Cole's
to the
fired.
UK, bruv.
UK, bruv.
I mean, Cole's fired anyway, for sure. So.
Yeah.
I prefer cans.
But thank you to my favorite Ukrainian. I love you, brother.
All jokes aside, thank you very much.
Well, that'll do it for our year in review. That was more news than review, but that's how these always go, I
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
But we're always so structured. How did this get away from us?
it is funny that some of the shoot the shits are some of our most popular, and
Yeah, is in our top 10. So, I mean,
yeah.
those are definitely good to keep around. Well, that'll do it, like I said, for our review. We will see you guys in January. Once again, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate you. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerd Corp Podcast.
I was actually just thinking, what if we just stopped after you said follow us on social media, and then that was it? You can follow us on social media.
Now get the fuck out.
Goodbye.
Just a funny thought I had. You can also, though, shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search the Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
And if you like the things we do, want to hear all the extra weird things that we keep out of episodes, support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Nerd Corp Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. We'd like to thank our nerd corporate backers, Glenn the Simp, Fillmore McLaurin, and Jake Hurst, and our nerd financial investors, Kim Nichols and Dallin Gilbort.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dallin. Thank you, Fillmore. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, you.
We love you.
Bort, bort.
Or
That was one of my favorite things of this year, too. Bort.
I was so waiting for that just to die off naturally, but someone always.
When has
say
anything
it.
we've
Keeps coming
done
back.
as
Yeah,
a joke
that's
died off
true.
Like the
naturally?
clap.
Meanwhile...
I mean, Sigourney Weaver's never going away. Ever.
underneath Meg Griffin's bra.
In the Hall of Super Best Friends.
Bobby Moynihan!
Anybody smell that pepper? How's that for a nostalgia rewind, bitch?
If you
They
can't...
said it couldn't be done.
I said it couldn't be done, but we did it. If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal. PayPal.me/Nerd Corp Podcast. We want to have the best loot, best giveaways, best equipment, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, for the Nerd Corporation, until January, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm calling it, bruv. Yes, tea and crumpets, yes.
Oh, good. He said tea this time.
You learned.
I'm D-Rock Freel.
I got nothing. I'm Nick Lewis.
And I'm Dallin Gilbort.
Port. Keep it nerdy, y'all.
Oi, governor.
Oi, governor.